How did you make it to the NBA G League? So it was quite a long journey actually. Obviously being like a 5-year journey once I left West Island School. First of all, I left West Island School while I was here for year 13. I waited for kind of like a scholarship offer, but it was very hard to get a scholarship offer directly from Hong Kong to NCAA, which is a college in US for like sports or scholarship. So I just did my own research actually on my laptop. I researched for like weeks, and my parents were very patient with me as well, because originally at first I said I was going to go to university in England for a bit. Not for a bit, but for 4 years. So that kind of all changed last minute when I found a prep school in Canada called Orangeville Prep. Many NBA players have gone there before. So prep school is just like still basically like secondary school, but just like an extra year if you want to try and get like a scholarship or something like that. So they have it for many different sports and especially basketball. So I went there, and then after a good year there, I received my scholarship, my first and only scholarship to LeBron University in Texas, and then I went there for 2 years. And then I transferred actually and went to another school called UNLV, University of Nevada, Las Vegas. So that was an interesting 2 years as well. And then after that, I was going to use my 1 more year of eligibility for college basketball, but I ended up just going to the G League draft instead, and then they picked me number 3. So being the 3rd pick in the draft was something that meant a lot to me and just showed me that my hard work was paying off. How do you handle pressure during critical moments in the game? I'm a player that, works on his craft a lot. So I'm always in the gym, working out, whether that's, shooting mid-range, 3-pointers, working on my moves or working on my defense. Once I get onto that court in a real game, it comes natural. And then, obviously I still get nervous sometimes though, which is a good thing, I would say. But I calm my nerves down by, reassuring myself as to who I'm doing it for and why I'm here. How tough was your journey? Did your family, friends, and teachers believe in you or support you? Yeah, I would say my journey, it was quite tough. But when you're doing it for something that you love, especially, a passion, the biggest passion of mine is basketball. So doing it for basketball, it made it much easier. That's definitely made it easier, my passion for basketball. And then my family, friends, and teachers, so my family always supported me, believed in me, even though they didn't know how the way was going to be made, they just were with me every step of the way. And then my friends around me, at first, some of them are a bit oh, nah, that's impossible, it's gonna be so hard, which is fair enough because, being the first one, it's not easy because no one's done it before you, so you don't have anyone to look at like it's possible to do. So for me to be the first one, I hope to be like a trendsetter for future, youth sports people and especially like basketball players. And my teachers were very supportive actually of my basketball career and always encouraged me to keep it up along with my studies as well, of course. Who is the GOAT, LeBron or Jordan? For me personally, it's LeBron, just because of how he's been able to play the game at such a high level for 21 years now. I would say he's been the best player in the NBA for almost like 15 years in a row. I'm a fan of the game, so I support both of them, honestly. So I'm a huge MJ fan as well. I really love Michael Jordan because my dad, if you ask him this question, he'll probably say Michael Jordan, just because he always grew up watching him, just like I grew up watching LeBron. So in my era, the best player was always LeBron. So for me, it's LeBron James. Best player I've met, maybe Ja Morant or maybe James Harden or Paul George. While I've been, in the G League, NBA, in Vegas for college as well, I've met a lot of NBA players, either for summer league or for just different reasons, so One of those guys there for sure. Who is the toughest player you've ever faced and why? The toughest opponent I've probably had was the slam dunk champion in the NBA slam dunk champion, Mac McClung. I played against him this year in the G League, so he was on a G League contract actually this year, but previously he was on an NBA contract, so he was in a dunk competition, and he actually won it against, the best dunkers in the NBA, so he's a very good player, especially a very great scorer. He knows how to score, he knows how to, he's very athletic as well for his side, so he's probably the toughest player I've played against. How do you train every week? Training is quite scheduled because we'll have obviously games, maybe like 2 or 3 times a week, and then we'll have practice obviously in the mornings most of the time from like 10 to 12. So I try and practice I try and wake up around 8 and then try to eat before I go to practice and, stretch and do everything I have to do. And then we will lift weights after we practice for 2 hours, and then usually we have the rest of the day off. So after about like 1 or 1:30 p.m. or 2, we'll be done for the rest of the day and just be able to relax. It's nice to be able to do that on a consistent schedule. Also, that gives me spare time, if I want to go shoot more or to go practice more by myself, then I can do that as well. Kendrick or Drake? ? Can I have 2,000 HKD for new boots, please? ? So Kendrick or Drake? That's a tough one for me, honestly. I don't try and involve myself too much in the artist beef. Let's just say I like both of them. I think they're both great artists, and 2,000 HKD for new boots, please. Just because you called them boots, I'm gonna say no. Sorry, because they're called basketball shoes, man. So, what's your diet? I try and honestly, I eat very healthy. When I was in Hong Kong, I used to eat fast food. When I'm in the season, my diet is quite structured actually. So I try and eat like first of all, I eat like fast food or any like sweets or sugar things, or not too much juice or anything like that. So I just try and eat like whole foods, like pasta or rice with like, protein. And I try to eat like at least 3 times a day. It's a bit hard sometimes when I have games, but when I have an off day, maybe sometimes I'll eat like four times a day. So I just make sure to back that up with a lot of water as well, because hydration is very, very important as well for your diet. Yeah, had a good season and, was with the Brooklyn Nets for Summer League and just hoping to improve. David Muoka. Kaya.